A defendant was on trial for murder. There was strong evidence indicating guilt, but there was no corpse. In the defense's closing statement, the lawyer, knowing that his client would probably be convicted, resorted to a trick. "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I have a surprise for you all," the lawyer said as he looked at his watch. "Within 1 minute, the person presumed dead in this case will walk into this courtroom." And he looked towards the courtroom door. The jurors, somewhat stunned, all looked on eagerly. A minute passed. Nothing happened. Finally, the lawyer said, "Actually, I made up the previous statement. You all looked with anticipation. I therefore put it to you that there is reasonable doubt in this case as to whether anyone was killed, and insist that you return a verdict of not guilty." The jury, clearly confused, retired to deliberate. A few minutes later, the jury returned and pronounced a verdict of guilty. "But how?" inquired the lawyer. "You must have had some doubt. I saw all of you stare at the door," answered the jury foreman. "Oh, we did look, but your client didn't." The jurors expressed doubt, but the client knew in his heart that the person he killed wasn't walking through that door. He didn't bother to look.
I have seen the business that God has given to the children of man to be busy with. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, he has put eternity into man's heart, yet so that he cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end.
He has put eternity in man's heart. That's the wise man writing in Ecclesiastes 3:11, saying that God has put eternity in man's heart. This has been referred to as the God-shaped hole in the heart of man. It is that hole which only God can fill. My wife, Mary, once wrote an article referring to this longing within us as the homing instinct. What does this feeling of eternity in our heart tell us? Listen to this verse from Psalm 19, 1 through 4. "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the expanse proclaims the work of his hands. Day after day they pour out speech, night after night they communicate knowledge. There is no speech, there are no words, their voice is not heard. Their message has gone out to the whole earth, and their words to the ends of the world. In the heavens he has pitched a tent for the sun." Nature may not have an audible voice to say, "There is a God and he did a glorious thing when he created the universe." But in our hearts, we can hear it loud and clear. Society is loud with the clamor that the world started with a big bang and that life just evolved. But if we will clear our mind of the commotion of the evolutionists and listen to our heart, it will ring true that God created the earth, the heavens, and all life. I like the verse in Jeremiah 29:13. It says, "You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart." Have you ever wondered if God is real? Does the racket and noise of the atheist and agnostic get really loud sometimes? Just shut it out of your mind and listen to your heart. It will tell you that God is real. Is Jesus Christ really the Son of God? When Jesus came to Caesarea Philippi with his disciples, he asked them, "Who do people say that I, the Son of Man, am?" Caesarea Philippi was a place of a lot of pagan worship, and Jesus asked his disciples what people were saying about him. They replied that the gossip around town was that he was John the Baptist or Elijah or Jeremiah or some other prophet. Jesus basically said to them, cut through the chatter, listen to your heart, and tell me who you think I am. Peter replied, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus said, blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. In other words, you haven't listened to all the disinformation floating around. You have listened to what God has put in your heart. God has put eternity in our hearts. It tells us that there is a God who created the world, and that Jesus Christ is the Son of the living God. This is what our heart tells us. And if you want to read about it, read the Bible. It provides proof of what our heart tells us. It reveals the great plan of salvation God put into motion so that we can spend eternity with Him and His Son and all of the redeemed.